Blessings, beautiful souls. So today we will need a cushion or bolster. And I find, especially nowadays, with the weather, the winter being so wet and dull and dreary, and the days being so short, I find my mood really dropping this time of year nowadays. Never used to be quite so bad, but when we used to have the bright, frosty but clear, sunny days, I find this incessant, wet, damp, just kind of really brings my mood and my energy down. So I thought what I would do today, and I realized recently that I haven't been nourishing myself enough. And so what tends to happen is that we feel low in mood and we feel low in energy. So we stop doing the things that nurture and nourish us, that recharge us. Now, I often use the phone analogy. Smartphones are really, really useful. But when the battery's died, they're useless. They're just a paperweight. And we need to recharge ourselves, and most of the time we're just doing the basics, the daily necessities. We're not doing things that recharge us, re-energize us. Like last night I spent some time doing some candle making and I felt so much better. And so it made me realize that, we need to be focusing on not just doing some exercise, doing for the sake of it, or just doing our daily, bits and pieces. We need to be nurturing ourselves. So we're going to be working on the heart space, on filling our heart space so that we have the capacity, the emotional energy to get, to thrive instead of just getting through each day, instead of just like, oh God, another day. So we're going to start off just checking in. So coming into a seated position, whether that's on a cushion, whether that's on a chair, it doesn't matter, whether it's with blocks under your knees, Ardha Siddhasana. The most important thing is that your spine is nice and tall, so you're not slouched, you're not hunched over, because that's not good for our heart space either. So your spine is as tall as can be, and we're going to be using a lot of visualization as well. So you're going to have your head in line with your spine. You're going to bring your hands, palms upwards, just resting them up, fingers together in a gesture of openness and receptivity. You're going to close your eyes, and you're just going to take your attention to your heart space, to the center of your chest. And with a very open and inquisitive mind, just notice what you notice. So you can ask yourself some questions like, does it feel open in this area? Do you feel like a kind of tightness as soon as you focus on this area? Or do you feel like feelings of love and happiness and joy? Do you feel kind of like empty or full? Does it feel light or heavy? Does it feel warm or cold? And remember, we're trying to communicate with our body on an energetic level, not on a logical level. So you might think, well, I can feel my ribs, and I can feel, and you might get images in your mind of your heart being like, for me the other day, I had an image of my heart being all kind of like shriveled and dry and lacking juice. It needed nourishing, it needed plumping up, it needed nurturing to come back and expand. So remember, there's no rights or wrongs. There's no, it can be as serious or as silly as you like. Just try and allow it to happen rather than forcing something to happen. So just really focus on that area. Notice what you notice. Like I've noticed a kind of sensation, almost, I don't know, like heartburn. I've never had heartburn, but just a kind of feeling of almost like constriction in this area. And it's good to check in so that we can compare again at the end. And noticing your shoulders, noticing your ribs. Does it feel like your shoulders are tight and tense, or are they nice and relaxed? Do your ribs feel solid, or are they moving freely and easily as you breathe? Does it feel like there's tension in your ribs, or do your ribs feel kind of like fluid and elastic? Again, just really get curious, remembering there's no rights or wrongs. This is just your time to nurture yourself. See it just as you do plugging your phone in every night. This is you recharging, nurturing yourself. start off with the alternate nostril breathing exercise, which helps to bring us back into a state of balance, because that's what we're aiming for, a state of balance, harmony, peacefulness. So with your left hand, bring your thumb and index finger together in Gyan Mudra, rest that hand on your thigh, keep your chin parallel to the floor, so you're not dropping your head in. Bring your right hand in front of you, so use the thumb and the little finger to block halfway down the nostrils. You'll feel a little bit of cartilage. So starting off, blocking the right side, you're going to breathe in through the left. And you're going to switch, and you're going to breathe out through the right. And you're going to breathe in through the right. Switch and out through the left. So breathing as deeply as you can. Keeping the head in line with the spine. Make sure the chin doesn't drop forward. So as you breathe in through the left, lengthening up from tailbone to crown. As you exhale through the right, feel your shoulders relax down away from your ears. Inhaling through the right side, feeling hopefully a sense of expansion through your ribs. Switch, exhaling through the left, feeling a sense of release, of letting go. We're just being really present right now. Inhaling left. Switch and exhale right. Long, full, deep breaths. Inhale right, belly expanding, ribcage expanding, chest expanding. Switch, exhale left, exhaling chest, ribs, belly. And once more, inhaling through the left side. Switch, exhaling through the right. Inhaling right. Switch and exhale left. And release the hands. And try and come into Sukhasana if you can, with the shins crossed. Hold the butt cheeks back. Holding onto the shins, we can do a spine flex. So as you inhale, draw your heart forward. As you exhale, round. So almost like a cat. Stretch. This helps to wake up the energy, because although we want to focus on the heart, we want to get the energy moving up from the root chakra, moving up to the heart space. So breathing in and out through the nose, head stays in a neutral position. Let's start to visualize energy rising up from your tailbone, from your roots, starting to rise up through the spine. So as you start to feel warmth in your spine, start to imagine that warmth, that energy flowing through your whole body. So it's so easy when we're lacking energy to I just don't feel like doing anything. And then we have less energy. The less we do, the less we feel like doing. Keep going, we're almost there. full deep breath in there. And out. And have your hands on your knees. And just start to circle the spine around. Again, this is a great one to help get the energy moving. And so when we get in this kind of space, we tend to just not feel like doing anything. And if we want to feel differently, we need to do something differently. And sometimes it's challenging to literally to get ourselves moving. You know, yesterday I had to give myself a right metaphorical kick up the backside because I really didn't feel like doing anything. So inhale forward, exhale around. We're going to go around the other way. And inhale forward, exhale, back and around. You can imagine stoking the fire, stoking the energy. There's enough power in all our cells to power the whole house, the whole town. So we have energy, it's just, it gets stuck, it gets trapped. You know, our emotions can kind of make us like, oh, I don't feel like it. And it's just, especially in the last few years, everything's been so intense that we feel it even more. And then coming back to center. Switch your legs, so bring the other foot in front just to balance it out. Resting the hands, you're going to inhale, shrug the left shoulder, exhale, right. And keep the spine nice and tall. It's good for releasing tension in your shoulders and activating your thyroid. Inhale, squeeze both shoulders. And exhale, release. Feel a nice warm glow across your shoulders. Then come into a squat position. So come onto the balls of your feet. Heels together in a frog pose. You can use blocks or bolsters if you wish. So we're going to inhale, straighten the legs, fold, trying to keep the heels lifted. We're going to exhale, come down into a squat, eye gaze up. If you can, when you straighten the legs, close your eyes and open the eyes as you look up. We're going to do 26. Do the best you can. So 1, 2, breathe in and out. Don't give up on yourself. Even though my top is going all around my face. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs. Land the heels. And bring your toes together. Lift your heels, come down into a toe balance. And then come back into a sitting position. Again, you can be on a chair, you can be on a block, you can be on cushions, you can have bolsters underneath your knees or blocks underneath your knees. We're going to come to a 4-4 breath. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. We're going to bring our hands into a particular mudra, known as the heart mudra. So your index fingers, you're going to bring the index fingers to the base of the thumb. Those are making little owl eyes. Then you're going to bring your middle and ring finger to touch the thumb. So you've got your little fingers extended up as if you're making like a little puppet. So index finger to the base of the thumb, then middle and ring finger touching the thumb, the little fingers are extended. And you're going to rest your hands on your thighs, extending the little finger out. Again, head is in line with the spine, so you're not dropping the head forward. Lift and lengthen, shoulders relaxed. So it's a 4 count in, 4 count out. No pauses. So you're going to draw as much oxygen in as you can. Squeeze the air out so you really feel your lungs working. So it's not a passive breath, it's a very dynamic breath, and it can sometimes bring up kind of feelings and emotions. So I'm going to count the first few, and then after that, just count in your own mind, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. So just take a normal breath in and out through the nose, and all the way out. So we inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. In, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out, 1, 2, 3, 4. In, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going, eyes closed. Take your awareness up to your third eye point. Keep stretching up through the crown of the head so the space around your heart can relax. Shoulders relax. Again, keeping the breath flowing. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. So in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out, 1, 2, 3, 4. So even if you feel like you can do more than 4, just do the 4. So really using those lungs, your diaphragm, your ribs, as you would any other muscle. Expand your lungs fully on the in-breath, squeeze all the air out on the out-breath. Keep your head in line with the spine. Make sure it doesn't drop towards your chin. Keep extending up through the crown of the head on the in-breath, relaxing the shoulders on the out-breath. Filling yourself up. Imagine recharging every cell in your body, recharging through your heart space, re-energizing every single part of you. Let's make this one your last one. Just relax the breath, noticing how you feel. With no judgment, no criticism, just simple awareness. Now release the hands, bring the legs in, and come up onto your hands and or onto your knees. Sorry, not your hands and knees, your knees. You can pop some cushioning under your knees if you wish. We're going to step the right foot forward, feet at least hip width apart. Lengthen through the tailbone so you're not sticking the tailbone out. Keep the chest and heart lifted. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, push into the front foot as you sink forward. So we really want to open up through the heart space. We don't want to come forward here. So spread out the toes, pushing that foot away. Keeping the shoulders back and down, and lift your eye gaze. Imagine you're hugging your thighs into the midline, so you're not just like hanging out in your hip flexors. So imagine you're hugging your thighs into the midline, and you're going to bring your hands to your heart space. Lift your heart to your hands, hands to your heart. Keep pressing into that front foot. And inhale, reach the hands forwards, palms up. Bring them out and around. Back behind you slightly, and then exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. So inhale, reach forward and around. Exhale, really press as if you're working against resistance. Inhale, forward and open. Exhale, press. Breathe in and out, and in and out. In and out. You get nice dynamic breaths. So opening up your heart space. One more. And then bring your hands either side that front foot. Wiggle that front foot forward slightly. Inhale. Draw your eye gaze forward. As you exhale, pull that right hip back. Come into Ardha Hanumanasana, almost folding over that leg. Inhale, come forward, pull the heel towards you, eye gaze forward. Exhale, pull the hip back. I'm trying to bring your heart to your shin or thigh. Inhale, forward, looking slightly forward. Exhale, back into Ardha Hanumanasana. You might find you stretch a little bit further each time, but it's not a competition. In and out, and in and out. This time stay here, taking another breath here. Relax your shoulders, pulling those toes towards you, stretch out the hamstrings. Come back into your lunge, bring your hands in, and you can bring that knee back. Sit back to your heels, tuck the toes under, so free up any little rebellious toes. You're going to come into a camel variation. So bring your hands to your hips, tuck your tailbone under, push the hips forward, lift through your ribs, lift through your sternum. Press the elbows back and just lifting the eye gaze slightly. Keep squeezing the butt so we're opening out the front of the heart. If it feels okay to take your head back, do so. I tend to find it crunches my neck now, so I tend to focus more on the stretch in the front of the body. Nice deep breaths into your heart space. It's a great mood booster, camel pose. But make sure you're lifting from your heart rather than leaning backwards. We don't want any discomfort in your spine. So imagine lengthening from your spine all the way up to the base of your skull. And imagine having a drawstring, pulling your elbows together. And gently release, untuck your toes and taking your left foot forward. Lengthening through the tailbone so you're not sticking the bum out. Breathe in, eye gaze up. Breathe out, press into that front foot as you come forward. So again, you're not just hanging out in your hip flexors. Hug the thighs into the midline. Shoulders relaxed. Roll the shoulders back and down. Imagine gripping your thigh bones with your thigh muscles. Palms at the heart. Heart to hands. Inhale, reach forward. And open, exhale, press. Get really tense as if you're squeezing something. Inhale, forward and open. And out. So almost finding that 4 count breath. Dynamic movements, dynamic breath. One more. Now bring your hands either side of that front foot. Wiggle that front foot forward a little bit. Exhale, pull that hip back. Fold Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, come forward. Eye gaze slightly forward. Exhale, pull that hip back. Lift your toes. So don't worry if you don't quite straighten the leg completely. That's okay. So just drawing that leg back, just counterposing, stretching out the hamstrings and allowing your heart to melt towards your legs. Breathing in and out. Now, once more, inhale. Forward, exhale, back into the hamstring stretch. Stay here, take another breath in. And out. And come back into the lunge. Bring your hands on the inside. Scoot that back and tuck your toes under. Free up any rebellious toes. And you can repeat with the hands on the waist. Or you might try with the hands on your heels. Inhale, tuck the tailbone under. Drive the hips forward. Lift and open through the chest. Imagine someone's got a hook on your sternum and they're pulling forward. Again, have your head wherever feels comfortable for your neck. Squeeze your butt so you should be able to release the hands. You're not using the arms to hold you here. Or again, come back to this variation. Nice full deep breath in and out. Once more in and out. Then gently release, tuck the tailbone under again, coming all the way back down. Tuck your toes, come back into a sitting position. So again, either on the chair, cushion, whatever works for you. Do one last little exercise that again opens up the heart space, physical heart and emotional heart. So you're just going to wrap your fingers around your thumbs and we're just going to circle the arms around as if you're trying to take off. Exhale as you swing them around as dynamically as you can. And when and if you start to fatigue, dig deeper. Know that you deserve to feel loved. You deserve to feel nurtured and nourished. You can close your eyes, focus on your third eye point. Don't watch your shoulders, your heart, physical heart, energetic heart. Just a few more seconds, you can do it. 3, 2, 1, and release. And bring your hands into Lotus Mudra. Heel of the hand together, little finger, thumb, and just rest your arms so your hands are about heart level. Again, head is in line with the spine. And whilst we're here, we're going to practice 5 Brahmari breaths, humming bee breaths. Now we just to focus on feeling the vibrations through your body, just noticing where you feel it. So not trying to force it to be anywhere in particular, just simply noticing. And you can play around with the pitch, high or low, like, play around with it, see what feels right for you. So we'll do 5 humming bee breaths. Take a nice long deep breath in through the nose. One more. Resting your hands on your thighs, and without thinking about it, just start to laugh. And just noticing how you feel. So quite often, even when you don't feel like laughing, I find I very quickly just start laughing at the fact that I really don't feel like laughing, and then I'm laughing at the fact that I look silly, and then I'm laughing at the fact that other people are going to be laughing at me, but it does raise your vibrations. You're just going to take a moment to check into your heart space once again. And just simply noticing all and any sensations compared to when you started. And noticing if it feels a little bit more expansive. So if it felt contracted, if it felt like a dried up old prune, does it feel a little bit more full and nurtured now? And sometimes, there won't always be a massive fix. You may not always suddenly be, I'm joyful and happy now. But as long as you've taken a step up, that's the most important thing. The trick is to every day do things, whether it takes 5 minutes or whatever, that nourishes you and that uplifts you. And remind yourself that you deserve to do things just for pleasure, just for fun. You know, so many women, and I know it's partly how we were brought up, oh, it's better to give than receive, and all that kind of bullshit we were taught. And it's rubbish, absolute rubbish. You know, we're not here, we were not given this life, we were not gifted this life or gifted this universe just to work, serve other people, do. That does not make us the healthiest, happiest version of ourselves. And I say to people, if you feel guilty, remind yourself you're going to be a far better wife, mother, daughter, worker, whatever, when you are nourished. And it's like the difference between living on bread and jam and eating a varied, healthy diet. You know, we don't want to just be getting through the day. We want to be thriving. So you deserve to do things just because, you know, there doesn't have to be a purpose to it. You don't have to be good at it. People say, oh, well, I like doing this, but I'm no good at it. So, do you enjoy it? Yes, well, do it then. It doesn't matter if people think your paintings are rubbish or you can't sing for toffee. I like singing. I can't sing, but I like singing. So, we need to take time out to nurture ourselves, just as we would, you know, we see children, we want them to enjoy themselves. We love seeing children when they are enjoying, embodying joy. There is still an inner child within us, and it needs nurturing. Otherwise, you will feel drained, you will feel resentful, you will feel irritable, you will feel lethargic, you will feel unmotivated, you will feel like, what's the point? And we can't look outside of ourselves. We need to change from within. And hopefully this is something that just moves you in a step in the right direction. So any questions or comments, please come see me. So namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening. Find sunshine in your heart.